Well, hello YouTube friends. I'm out here, finally getting my lawn mowed after a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks with heat and rain and ooh, it's better today. It's not as humid. There were supposed to be severe storms yesterday, but they seem to go around us, which is good. And it was good that it didn't rain because I was able to get out here and kind of weed whack the edges and mow because I'm going away this weekend for a few days, and I don't like to come back to something that's like totally out of control. It's too unsettling. Anyway, so this is the August garden. The tomatoes, I've been getting a lot of brimmers and a lot of red cherry. As a matter of fact, I wasn't out here for a few days and some of the red cherries are just kind of rotting on the vine, so I have to get those all picked before I go away. I did pick most of the ripe brimmers. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see the plate of brimmers I had there, and I still have some green ones, so that's great. And you can see how far up the cherries have gone. I've pretty much pulled out all the cucumbers, although I did start some new ones, and we'll see what I get, if anything, out of those. Marigolds. The second crop of raspberries is already coming, which is interesting. You can see all the damage that the Japanese beetles did, but the plant still put out blossoms, and the bees, especially the bumblebees, seem to really like them. And there's quite a lot. I'm surprised. So we'll see how those go. Here's the yuzu, put out a lot of growth, and I cut it off to here because I just didn't want that one long spike there. This is the pomegranate that I don't know if it's ever going to blossom or what, but it just keeps growing. The bush cherry doesn't look so good. I think the deer really, really like it. So I'm going to have to give it a little more protection. And this is the first year after transplanting, so it's still putting down roots and all. Some hollyhocks. The plum I pruned way back. It seems like the stone fruits, apricot and plum anyway, you can do a summer pruning. So these were getting way too long, and I want to keep these as short as possible. I put some cilantro, coriander seeds in here. These are the Purple Rain, and I'm still getting some fruits from them. Strawberries are pretty bedraggled, but that's okay. Lots of wildness in here with comfrey and those cosmos that come up on their own, and there's some echinacea in here. And this persimmon, it's looking very healthy. I gave it a little prune too. Didn't get much in the way of blackberries, but I have to figure out how to prune those better as well. And this apricot I pruned back. Let's see, what else? Lots of this shiso growing. I've got a little tiny, what do you call it, ground cherry there. It's not growing much, but it does have little fruits on it. I've got my butternut squash growing under that mesh because the deer seem to like that real well. Just a lot of shiso in here. This is a little bit of a no man's land that I have to think about what I want to do next year. This I need to get out entirely because this tree keeps wanting to grow. And there's lots of figs, but they have not started to swell and ripen yet. I'm not exactly sure what kicks them into that gear, but every year it seems to be the same. They set the fruit and they just remain small and green for weeks. And then all of a sudden they start to ripen. This apricot, I do somehow need to prune it further. You can see where the deer have been munching on it as well. Still a lot of bronze fennel. This bed's doing pretty well with the Mexican tarragon in here and the roselle. Deer have eaten the roselle a little bit, not too bad. And the rue has done okay in there. Had to cut back some of this bronze fennel because I couldn't mow here because it was all just falling over there. And this one I just kind of tied up a little bit. The deer found the new growth on my little apothecary rose. But that's okay, it looks okay. Oh look, there's a little tiny hips there. And this bed was all cleared out, and I wanted to get some Mexican sunflowers growing, and only a couple of them are really growing, but it looks like I have a bunch of dill in here, which is fine. And I think I also have chamomile coming up again. In the meantime, this roselle is doing nicely. As you can see, the sunflowers are hanging on. They look pretty bedraggled, but you know, the birds like to eat them, so I leave them here. And here are the milkweed pods. Oh, there's one starting to open, and it's got weird bugs in it. I don't know what those bugs are. They're so creepy. Just creepy. I don't know what they are. Lots of self-sown tulsi in here. This hollyhock bloomed this year. I don't know why, but it did. I thought they were biennial. And this was its first year, but it's pretty. I'm going to let it set some seed. And, well, that one doesn't have anything in it, does it? Let's see what does. And there's another one there. That one, I guess, will bloom next year. The Angelica, I think the Angelica just doesn't really like this climate, or I just have not found a good spot for it, because even this one, you know, it's like, I think it's too clay, probably, but that's okay. It tries. And still have some echinacea blooming in here, and there's a lot of baby Aniseseep mugwort needs to be cut back. So does this catnip. Thank you. Let's see here. All these chilies are doing well. These are the poblano. Right here, they're looking good. And these are the paprika. And then there's a random, it looks like that's probably maybe a yellow wax or something. I don't remember what I put there. And of course the deer have been eating the okra. They would be really beautiful plants had they not been, you know, chewed off. But that's all right, they're coming back. Some popcorn in here that should have been thinned. Some bush beans that are not doing really well. The eggplant are hanging on. They're still blooming, but they're not so great anymore. And when I come back from my trip, I may remove them and put some fall crops in there. The pimento peppers and the hot red cherries have done really well this year. I dried some. Here, these have gotten some sun scald there, but they're delicious. Love those. Those are some more of the purple rain, some more of the popcorn. And these are like a mini sweet corn. We'll see if I get anything. And these are a bantam, early bantam. Again, I don't know. They're too close, I'm sure. Got some yellow squash back here. I'm not sure it's going to do anything. It's too shady. But the basil doesn't mind it. And this arugula is so spicy hot. I can't believe it. This is epazote, blooming everywhere. So maybe I'll have a bunch of plants. I use this when I cook beans. It's got a very unusual kind of, I don't know what you call it, turpentine-y. It's a very strange kind of aroma, but I like it. All these zinnias just came up on their own. There's that butternut squash again. Yeah. So that's it really for the garden right now. I'm going to go inside and have a snack or lunch or something, and then I'm going to come out and clean off my driveway, and then I'm going to take a shower. Because it's not as humid today, but it's still pretty warm. So yeah. So I hope you're all doing well on this, what is it, August 8th? All right, bye-bye.